Word, I think we're live. What's poppin', peeps? Welcome back to the channel. Word up. Today we're going to be covering over ADP Moltres. Now, this is a deck that I've covered on the channel in the past, but I have not covered this new version of the deck that does not play Zacian. This deck only plays ADP and Moltres. Of course, there's other techs in there, but this is really, it's a different deck than an ADP Moltres Zacian deck. So I just want to cover that on the channel to make sure that everyone has access to the newest, best decks available. And I think that's going to be something that's going to be really helpful on what's going to allow players to grow and stuff like that. Yo, what's poppin', peeps? And this is going to be live as well, so I can read the chat, see what's going on. I'm just going to switch over to the deck quickly. So let me just pull up PTCGO here. Hope everyone's having a wonderful evening. PTCGO takes forever to load up for me sometimes. Okay, yep, so I can switch over now. Let's go over here. We're gonna go deck manager and switch over to... Okay, there's PTCGO. I was gonna be like, where is this deck? Where is this? Word. Yeah, how's it going, Lucas? Yeah, how's it going, Tiger? So this is what we got going on for our deck right now. And I think that this version of the deck seems really cool. So you play like ADP decks. So you're going to go for that Altered Creation, ASAP. And you're going to go with using it to draw extra prize cards and doing extra damage. So instead of drawing cards with Zacian's Intrepid Sword, you're going to be building up Dire Flame Wings. So you can get your Dark Energies back from your discard pile as soon as possible. And then you're able to attack with Aura Burn. So you don't necessarily even have to go for Ultimate Ray. You can always get set up with Dire Flame Wings first and attack with that. Now, there are some cool techs in this deck. You got Zapdos if you run into an Eternatus deck. I think that this card's great, especially against the right matchups. Remember that Altered Creation GX does boost the damage counters of this Pokemon, or the damage so it's hitting for 200 instead of 170, and you're drawing an additional prize card. On top of that, you can always use Ditto to grab an extra Galarian Zapdos V out of your discard pile, or maybe you need another Galarian Moltres V, so keep in mind that Ditto is your flex card on only these. Cobalion-GX is a cool tech here because you can use Iron Rule GX specifically against a Shadow Rider. You don't really want to use Altered Creation GX in that matchup. You want to be using a late game Iron Rule GX so you can get Dire Flame Wings built up and you're all good from there. Mawile is great to bring down cards from your opponent's hands, and you could just kind of hit your opponent's especially Ice Rider decks hard with Wily Bites. So I think that's cool. There's Echoing Horn. There's 4 Viridian Forest. There's no way to grab extra energies in play. There's no Metal Saucers, Turbo Patches, anything. There's only a couple copies of Energy Switch. But mainly this deck works just by really attaching energies hard per turn and getting energies back with Dire Flame Wings. So I'm excited to showcase this deck, play some games with it. Before we get there, I just want to read things. Yo, Aaron, what's poppin'? What's good, Home Slice? Harvest Game Dev. I want to run ADP Moltres. It's facts. It's really good. If you're struggling to get good cards, you could always invest a little bit by picking up some packs at maybe like Potown Store or PTCGO Store. I think both of those places are great places to pick up some packs and build a couple decks online. If you go to PTCGO prices, you can check all this stuff in the description, by the way. You can just kind of build those decks relatively cheap. Honestly, I think you could build like a tier 1 deck for like maybe 40 bucks, and then you could grind the ladder. So I mean, and all of those cards are good for other decks too. They're just printing out the Crobat toolbox, the trainer's toolkit. So that would be a great pickup if you're a new player. Even if you just want to invest like $5 into the game, pick up the code and play with it. You could also like grind free to play a little bit more than people think. So hopefully that, if you ever need any help, just join the Discord server. The Discord's in the description too, and we'd love to help you out there. But we're going to play some games on Versus, see what's good. Ooh, new ladder resets. Let's go. So we're probably going to play for like a little bit. Oh, trust me, I know them resources, but I'm broke. Facts, you can always grind things. There's tournaments that you could play in that are free. Like if you play in the Chill TCG event tomorrow, that event literally gives you a free 1/1 Dragapult VMAX just for entering. So Ryan's choosing to go first. We do want to go first with this deck, by the way. So, let's see what's going on. Really not a good hand here. ATM in running Durant Mail. Oh, you're entered? Nice. Yeah, so we don't really have a great start here. And we're playing against probably, yeah, Rapid Strike Urshifu. Typically not that bad of a matchup. I think it's actually fine. But that's fire. I really don't know how I want to deal with this. Our hand's not very good. I don't want them to do anything, so let's go ahead, pitch it dark. Remember to peep through your deck, see what's going on. We do have the Metal Energy. I'm just going to grab another Dark Energy and maybe attach the Metal Energy to the active. But I don't want to use my GX attack yet. I'm not in a position to do so. Again, this is really only a tech that you want to be bringing out against maybe a deck that's weak to metal, or maybe a deck that is, what can I say? Maybe a deck that's Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX. That would be a really good way to use Iron Rule GX. But right now, it's really not great right now for us. They're just going to get a free 150 off, and they're really in a position where they could win this game. We need to top deck, like, I don't even know what we could top deck in order to plunge ourselves back into the game. I want to top deck like an ADP and to energy switch to it. Maybe like a research at this point, honestly. So, yeah, our opponent's going off, and honestly, this is a turn where they don't need to go off. I think that this is a gigantic mistake from our opponent. They're like way overplaying their hand than what they need to be. I have nothing that's really stopping them at this point. We got Marnie. I mean, Marnie's not terrible. I'm going to grab that into play first. And I'm just going to go Marnie first. I think that sounds like a good play. Let's try to go for an Altered Creation GX this turn at any cost. Yeah, we're really getting nothing, so we're going to give our opponent the well played. Hey, how's it going? Word, what's poppin'? Yeah, I'm not going to use Iron Rule. There's no point of doing it. We have nothing that we could do. I just buy a few random bits and pieces on Potown today. Mainly just 50 Vivid and a bunch of ETBs because I like making my deck box match my deck facts. I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way. The Crimble Bimbles. That was a... What the heck? What is a Cremble Bimble? I'm so confused. Word. Okay, I'm gonna call Tails. Hopefully that's the winning coin flip. We lost the coin flip. Jeez, I gotta choose better flips. Please let me go first. What can I say? Out of luck, out of luck, out of luck, out of luck. Maybe our opponent's playing Shadow Rider. That's typically a favorable matchup for us. Okay, shuffle this hand back. Please don't start Cobalion again. Oh, we're just going to start Dedenne. Poggers. We're so good at this game. I'm currently building Decidueye and Teleon. It seems cheaper than some of the other meta stuff. I mean, yeah, that's definitely one of the cheaper decks. Yeah, it looks like we hit Shadow Rider here. Our hand's not bad. We're going to be able to pitch it dark, get a Viridian Forest in play. Oh. Oh, facts. Facts, 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 facts. It's what you get at the Krusty Krungle? Jesus. So yeah, we're going to definitely pitch our hand with research. We want to get Dark Energy so we in our discard pile so we can get off that gigantic, whatchamacallit, Dire Flame Wings into whatever its attack's called. Do you know when Pokemon will resume League play? I honestly don't know. Right now, COVID numbers are going up in the United States, so it's probably not Like, I think that we should hold back on it. If we didn't have it before, I don't think we're going to have it now. Now does not seem like a safe time to be playing. Seems like a safe time to, like, kind of take a step back, in my opinion. But I have no medical certificate or profession or anything. I just play Pokemon. But based off, like, how Pokemon is, they're fairly cautious as a company. And I think that's great. I might want Ditto V in this matchup. Honestly, yeah, I'm going to put Ditto V down on the bench. So we're going to start off with that. I think Ditto V sounds good because we might want to get back a Galarian Moltres V in the game. Let's go for Air Balloon there. Pop that in play because Training Court sucks for us. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not going to do anything. Don't want to lose our boss's orders, but we're going to pitch this away. Galarian Articuno can be okay, but only in certain decks. Those Pokemon's attacks cost less. There's no resistance there. They have a bunch of V Pokemon in play. Of course, we're going to go for that attack. That sounds like the Pog attack. I'm just going to go through with Cherish Ball first. See if we... I'm going to grab a Dedenne-GX. See if we have the fighting energy. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and grab the fighting energy. I think that sounds really good. Pitch this away because we want those in the discard pile for Moltres. We're still searching for Moltres, by the way. I'm going to draw some cards. Please get a Moltres. If we get a Moltres, I'm going to stop here. They don't play too many Pokemon. This is really just for Dedenne-GXs and stuff like that, so let's pitch this away. There's our Moltres. So we only have the one, that's why Ditto's in play. And we're going to go ahead and Dire Flame Wings to this Pokemon, so we could potentially attack with it next turn. And let's go Thunderous Kick. So look for unique ways where you could use Galarian Zapdos. This is typically not a matchup that I'd use that attack in, but it's really good. Well, the baby one's not out yet, so I'm assuming they mean the V. So hopefully our opponent doesn't have much going on. We do have weakness to our opponent's deck, but we can follow that up with a knockout. I don't think they could respond back-to-back knockout. And I'm trying to drink all my daily consumption of water today. So we're going with a big old jug of water. Busted water. Also, I think tomorrow or Thursday I'm able to finally go with my busted announcements. So I'm excited to share what I have with everyone soon. I got a lot of cool things on the go right now. So I'm super hyped about that. Also, I would love to knock out their gang. Oh, they have another one? What? They went... Oh, they played Ordinary Rod. Okay, cool. Whew. Yeah, we're going to go ahead here. Let's go boss up this. Because we want to take that out. I wouldn't be surprised if our opponent just skipped the game. Let's go Dire Flame Wings. So we're going to be all fully powered up if our opponent goes for any Horror House GX. So that seems kind of, you know, pog. Let's just do that. Let's pitch one of these away. See if there's anything cool that we want to grab out of here. Cobalion-GX could be cool. Like, remember, we have not used our GX attack here. Hey, how's it going? Yo, word. It's been a while, homie. What's poppin'? I don't know if there's anything that I want to be grabbing out of my deck. No, I don't think there's anything I want to grab out of my deck. They could go like Pat, so I'm just going to grab a Marshadow. So that seems safer. I can always pitch it away with the Dedenne-GX. I'm going to hold on to the Dedenne-GX. And we're just going to go with Thunderous Kick again because we do not want to present this Pokemon in the active spots. Yeah, both Moltres and Zapdos are very good. Articuno's kind of like the runt of the litter and not in a cute adopting way. It's in a way where it's just like not as great. So I don't know, like, I'm surprised that our opponents honestly hasn't conceded yet. We're down to 2 prize cards, and we have them pretty much checkmated. Worst case scenario for us is that they find a way to knock out Galarian Moltres V. In order to do that, they'd have to bring up Crobat V, go for Horror House GX. We'd pass because we can't do anything because of Horror House GX, so I can't play any cards during my turn. Then they would bring up the Galarian Moltres V and try to find a way to knock it out. And in that case, we still could get a knockout on their active Pokemon. ADP deck will not work in Standard, and so Diego, ADP gets rotated out September 10th. So anything with the E or D regulation down there are the only cards that's legal. ADP decks or anything else do not have the E or the D. So there's the switch. What's our opponent going to do here? They know since we grabbed Marshadow that they literally cannot get the knockout with Poltergeist. Third energy for some reason. So question, what decks are going to be better when Evolving Skies comes out? I honestly don't know. I haven't necessarily thought about it. So we could retreat and play cards and knock... Oh, our opponent... I forgot that they had weakness card energy. Lamau. I'm so bad at Pokemon. I literally... I'm like, oh, what's this weakness card energy do? Let's go in for the knockouts. I mean, still, this is completely fine. I'm just going to go ahead and knock out their Gengar Mimikyu the following turn. So I'm still totally fine with this. But that was totally like a gigantic yikes on my behalf. I should have just attacked the Galarian Zapdos and maybe discarded the weakness card energy. The fact that I was able to attack under their Horror House GX was cool anyways, but that was definitely a mistake on my behalf. I totally ran into that being like, oh, why do they play weakness card energy? Shadow Rider never plays weakness card energy, and I literally just ran into it like a dummy. Although they can't attack us with the Gengar Mimikyu now, because I would just be able to knock it out with the Galarian Zapdos. So we might just be able to follow this game up with Galarian Zapdos. This upcoming turn, I might go for a Cobalion-GX to slow our opponent down a turn. So these are really the big plays that I'm looking for. And the Training Court being in play is kind of cute for me too if I ever want to get an energy back. So lots of cool things that I can do in this matchup still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're doing 220 damage to any Pokemon. I just want to keep note of that. Oh geez, our opponent might deck out. What are they going for? They've gone through way too many resources in my opinion. What kind of deck will you use after rotation? Honestly, I'm not sure. I have not had enough hands-on time with Evolving Skies yet. Hopefully I get a chance to play some of those decks earlier and figuring out exactly what's going on. Like, I think this week I might try to print off some proxy decks and see what's going on there, but we'll have to see what's going on. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. So this would be a great opportunity if we saw that Great Catcher. But let's send up a Pokemon with a free retreat cost. Any Pokemon that has the air balloon, I'm totally cool with just sending this up because this has free retreats. If we have access to Eldegoss or Boss, we win the game. Let's go Quick Ball away a Research because we're probably not playing 2. We do have Eldegoss for Boss for game. So let's go Eldegoss. We're going to give our opponent the well played, and they're going to concede the game. So, I mean, overall, even though the mistake was there, we wouldn't have been able to win the game a turn earlier. So, is it really a mistake? Meh. I mean, I could have thought about it better. So, the mistake was coming from my mentality and my execution of what could have done. If I was like, you want to know what, I'm going to attack this because 190 sounds really good, or I should have been like, you want to know what, 170 is more of a secure attack. So, I definitely think I should have attacked with the Galarian Zapdos there. So that's my bad, but it didn't necessarily change anything about the game. Ooh, and we got the first part of the reward. Has everyone been grinding for the rewards? Yeah, I mean, like, I think Aaron's right. Like, Rayquaza VMAX seems kind of pog. Is everyone watching this the same game that I'm watching? I literally just hit the greatest player. The greatest player. There's no way I'm going to win against them. OMG. We're going to give them the hello and the hearts. Oh, okay. You haven't began yet? Start grinding. You got to get those freebie cards. So I have my choice between starting with Dedenne 1 or Dedenne 2. Which one do I start with, chat? I'm just going to go with Dedenne 2, by the way. They are really struggling to choose a Pokemon here, apparently. The greatest player, thinking very hard about their plays here. I think this is really one of those games where I want to search my deck, grab this. I'm going to pitch my hand away with Dedenne. It sounds good. We got the energies necessary, and we have the Aurora, so we're vibing like that. Let's go ahead and do this, and we're going to pitch this hand away. Honestly, I think that I'm going to play Ice Rider. I think Ice Rider is a great deck. I really like it in the standard format. Come on, give me an energy. No, what the heck? That means I won't be able to use Altered Creation. Jeez. Inteleon VMAX is really good. We might be surprised. We might be surprised about what? Yeah, so that hand was really garbage. We didn't hit a Viridian. We did not hit an energy that we wanted to hit. If this is like a Blaziken's Aurora or an Urshifu's Aurora, something like that, we could have a rude Awakening start. We don't have Mew in our deck, so this could be awkward. I should, to be honest, but at the same time, I also got an addiction to Pokemon. Okay, yeah, facts. I agree with that. I totally feel you when it comes to Pokemon Unite. I've been playing too much Pokemon Unites. Okay. They're going all aboard. We can start getting some of those Zapdos knockouts, maybe. There's a lightning energy there. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. It's a bling lightning energy. Cool, 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 cool. Let's put an air balloon here. Let's put an air balloon there. Probably don't want to put that down there, so let's go ahead and grab something like this. And I'm going to play Marnie. Okay, really not that bad. I'm gonna pitch this away. We're gonna grab one of our energies. I mean, whatever one we want to grab. Water or metal. I'm gonna go ahead and grab water in case to discard it, because I can always use the metal effect. So we're basically like behind a turn from what we want to be. So it's the same thing as we went seconds. What is my favorite coin that I own in PTCGO? Oh, that's a tough one. That is honestly tough. Also, I'm going to retreat. No, I'm not going to retreat. In case our opponent plays Tool Scrapper. My favorite coin, I really like the Premium Pikachu coin. I use that for most of my decks. And then I just go like specialized coins for every other deck. The Bidoof coin that we just got was really cool. I really like that one. I thought it was like kind of hilarious. Also, peeps, if you haven't given this video a like, that'd be totally awesome if you could. Would really help the channel grow and get into the hands of more people. So this is exactly what we're looking for, by the way. So we're definitely going to get our energy. We don't necessarily want to draw into it, so let's go ahead and grab it. Do I even want to get rid of this hand? No. There's honestly no reason for me to get rid of this hand. I have the Dire Flame Wings, I have everything I want, so let's just go ahead here and go for Altered Creation. I really like the Team Plasma coin, an oldie but a goodie. Hey, yo, how's it going, Gabe? Also, Gabe, how come you're not a channel member anymore, bro? You used to be a channel member, Gabe, and now you go to the East Coast and you're no longer a channel member? What the heck, bro? But hello, Vaughn. Hello, Gabe. Yo, Zach, I'm going to be playing a tournament that's my local card store this weekend, and I'm deciding between Dhelmise V or Blaziken Zora deck. Which one would I recommend? The Blaziken Zora deck is not as successful as the Dhelmise VMAX deck. So if you have the choice between those two, I would definitely play... the Dhelmise VMAX Rillaboom deck, if that's the one that you're talking about. The one that I recently covered in a YouTube video. So our goal here, peeps, is to win in the next 2 turns. And therefore, if our opponent cannot win in 2 turns, we should be able to win the game. So we're going to bring up something that we can knock out for 180 damage. You will resub. Busted. Baller moves. Okay, cool. We can always get our energy from this. So let's go Viridian Forest. Let's pitch this away. Gonna grab our Dark Energy there. I mean, that sounds cool. What is your favorite deck, ATM? Which one is not the best, but which one do you have the most fun playing? I really like Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX right now. We're going to bring up the Crobats. The reason why we're going to bring up the Crobats is because we still can play Great Catcher on that Dedenne-GX. So we're going to grab this. I'm going to go Ultimate Ray, leave every energy except 1. Which is literally just 1 energy. And we're going to draw our 3 prize cards. 1 prize card, 2 prize cards, 3 prize cards. So the Crobat could lead us to the dub. So that's really what we're trying to go for. We're trying to bring up a Dedenne-GX or something that we could hit for 220. So either attacking for 180 with Ultimate Ray, 150 plus a boosted Altered Creation GX, or 190 plus whatever it is. Now, the thing that could get dicey here is if our opponent finds a way to knock out our ADP and our Galarian Moltres V in the same turn. Zoroark can do 100 damage to the... Like, I don't think they can, but that'd be, like, really the scary thing. This is also weak to grass, not fighting or anything like that. So I think we're in a good spot just to kind of vibe out. So we're just waiting to see what our opponent does here. Like, we'll take as many turns as we possibly can get. Okay, they're going to get out their Rapid Strike Ursh, I think. Their deck also has a lot of cards in it. There's Octillery. Oh, their Rapid Strike Ursh is there. They might have to go Strafe this turn, or they might just have to go 150 and lose the game. Strafe might be their best, or Retreating. Send up this Pokemon. I think that seems like the safest call for us. I appreciate the kind words on my plays in the finals of Chill. Oh, yeah, no worries. I'm assuming, Omega, you're Alex. Congrats on the win. I'm glad that to see like how the plays were. There was the one play that I was confused about, but after rewatching it or thinking it out, I think you were fine. So, I mean, I think you played everything as well as you possibly could. And, I mean, that big miss from Vinny was huge. I think we win the game here. But yeah, really well played on your behalf overall. I think E-Turn's sick. Kind of forgot I own the Blaziken Zora deck in real life and online. I like the theory of the deck. I just think that it's a bit clunky. It sucks if it falls behind. There's no comeback exactly. Word. Yeah, no, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate all the support. I'm assuming you're playing Chill tomorrow? Okay, so let's quick ball first here because we want to just get Eldegoss. Because we've already played a boss. Cool. Was the Great Ball the search for the VMAX? Yeah, I think it was that. I can't tell if you play, like, if there was anything that put cards at the bottom of the deck or not, and I think it could have been just like me looking at my side monitor if I missed it. So we're gonna bring this up, and then our opponent's gonna scoop. Ooh, I didn't even know that we had this one. That's kind of fire. Oh, we have double? What the heck? This is busted. Also, shout out to the 50 people who are watching at like 11 o'clock at night. I totally expected like 10, 15 people, but I really appreciate all the love. That's why, yeah, I'm just really happy. I don't even know what to say. Oh, also, I beat the greatest player ever, so that was busted. Ooh, and this hand's kind of busted. I mean, this hand kind of sucks, let's be real, but I'm going to be able to build up an Alteration GX. So that part's kind of cool. Ah, I mean, this ain't bad. Eldegoss for game, yeah. Eldegoss is huge. So huge that we are actually going to go ahead and grab this out of the deck. And we're going to grab a Dark Energy out of the deck. I would regularly want to pitch it. But right now I'm just going to go Water Energy because they could play Fan of Waves. You just have a bad sleep schedule, 4:30 a.m. here. Jeez, I totally know those vibes though. I also should have searched through my deck there, peeps. That's totally my bad. But I'm just going to leave my hand as is, I think. Then I could have thinned another Pokemon, but I just put one Pokemon at the bottom of the deck and I had like 3 basics hands, so I decided that I would rather not reset top deck. I mean, that's fair. What's the big update in the deck? I mean, we basically took out all the Metal Saucers, the Turbo Patches. So from the last time that I covered this deck on the channel, a lot of the things have just been updated. So really the list is just in a much better place after looking at a lot of the lists that have been seeing success at the Chill tournaments and the decks that have been seeing success at the Players' Cup. So I do want to get another Dark Energy in my discard pile. Let's get those so we can start building up our things. Let's go ahead and grab that. I'm going to go ahead, Cherish Ball for, I think, Dedenne-GX. I think that sounds like the best play. Again, I should have looked through my deck with both Viridian and Cherish Ball. You can see that like I'm not playing at my absolute best when I do these deck profiles. But that's okay. We still have lots of cool things that we can do. Yeah, I don't know what our opponent has. I don't think they have any cards in their hands that I could bring down with like a Mawile or anything like that. Okay, now we can look through our deck. Like, let's not make the same mistake for like the 100,000th turn. Smart TCG is Gabe, yeah. Okay, that's fine. We just don't need another ADP, so I'm going to pitch that out of the deck. The Peony list is pretty cool. It's like okay for right now. I'm just going to go Escape Rope in case that stops them for like a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't have done that because it might bring 150 damage to my active. So that could have been a misplay on my behalf. Honestly, not sure. Gabe literally says everything's better on the East Coast. This guy is like a maniac. Lives in Cali, shit talks Cali. I mean, the East Coast is great. But, oh, our opponent had a Hoopa in their hand? What the heck? Yeah, so I wasn't wrong. They really didn't have too much. Gabe's just wildin'. I don't know why they're putting down another dude. I so want to go after this and just go for the knockouts, but I cannot go for it. Cool, we're just gonna go Cherish Ball. Maybe we could like fling something out of their hands. Drizzile boss orders energy. Yeah, this is kind of awkward. Let's go ahead and pitch this. Let's go Ultimate Ray. So, I mean, like, our setup's fine. We win the game in 2 turns. Our opponent here could draw, like, they could do some decent damage. Like, I think we're actually probably going to lose this game. I maybe should have used the Marshadow there to take away the Viridian Forest. Yo, Yoshi, what's going on? Word, what's up? It depends on what our opponent has going on, right? I don't know. What? I totally was expecting, like, them getting a Rapid Strike energy and going knockout, knockout, 4 prize cards, leaving this there. I mean, if I go Marshadow, they might not be able to play around things. Honestly, Pokemon TCGO soundtrack is extremely disappointing as well. They could have just used songs from the game. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of an awkward position, but it is what it is. So they can win with Telescopic Sight now? It all depends on, like, how they deal with his hands. Oh, there's their Dedenne-GX. Ugh. Seems like an awkward use of that. I don't know why they're not playing. They could have had Switch Escape Rope attack. Like, they already attached for their turn. What are they trying to do here? Okay. Does that mean I'm not getting attacked with Gale Thrust for the knockouts? I'm honestly so confused. It looks like our opponent missed. Yeah, I'm gonna yank that guy back ASAP. So I'm gonna take my 4 prize cards. I might as well just have this here as well. And I'm gonna go this, discarding a card that I don't want. Do you still play in a local league? So I haven't played in local league for a while. I do have a local league here, but there are some fairly toxic players that play there. So I don't necessarily find it a welcoming environment. So it's really unfortunate. But I think a lot of it just has to do with, like, there's just people that I don't really like who play at that league. And nor do I necessarily find too much fun playing at League. I like League in general. I think it's a great place for players to learn and play and converse about Pokemon. But I think I'm way too involved, so I'm not necessarily getting the interaction that I want out of it. I like playing in pre-releases sometimes, but I haven't played in a pre-release since before March 2020. Yeah, I'm just going to go Ultimate Ray here, and I think that should seal the deal. I have boss's orders in my hand for the game. And my opponent, I don't even know what they could do to kind of jump back in this game. What deck am I sad to see leaving Standard? Honestly, nothing. I haven't been a fan of this format for a while. I mean, I'll go Pikarom because I won the Players' Cup 2 with Pikarom. And I mean, it's a deck that I didn't give a lot of love when it started back in Team Up. And it's a deck that I think I could have seen a lot more success with had I played it earlier on. Counter Day is a really cool deck. We have a lot of really cool decks. As long as they don't play a reset stamp, we're absolutely vibing. We have the Great Catcher, we have the boss. Because they can't play Marnie on us now. So please don't play reset stamp, because we're about to absolutely stone and bone. There's the 20. Okay, because they're now doing 120. They could take double knockout there, but they can't knock out both of our Moltres and our ADP. So they're going to be behind on prize cards and on Pokemon that we can attack with. So those are really the factors that are causing them to lose the game. I think they really messed up last turn by just, like, not having enough. Yeah, same thing here. It's an awkward turn. They're probably trying to save... I don't know what they're trying to do. So we could bring up whatever we want, but I'm just going to go ahead and bring up this, draw some extra prize cards, and we're going to attack with Aura Burn for the game. So we take the game, so it's another dub in our basket. I mean, our deck's been setting up pretty well, and just being able to just go attack, attack, win is busted. Filthy busted. That was a good amount of busted. Cool. Cool. I like advancing on the ladder, getting these things. We're getting some more, I think, coins? Event tickets? Coins. Cool. So we have time for another few games here. I still have other things that I have to do. I mean, I'm a person that gets a lot of work done later on in the night. So I'm gonna set up some things, and I have some articles that I need to write. So I've been writing for Potown, PTCGO store, cool stuff. So I've been posting those articles on Twitch, or on Twitter, geez. 13 Orphans, nice. I'm just waiting for the Rayquaza release. I have 25,000 coins and 250 plus tickets. Gone for, geez, you're crazy. Okay, how many times are we actually going to start with Dedenne? I know this Pokemon's chonk, but like, what the heck? Okay, let's play this. Let's go through our deck, pitch this. Probably just going to grab another Dark so we can attach it to our Pokemon. We have our dudes. We're all good. Rael's going to be busting for sure. I'm excited for this deck's 100,000%. So we're going to be behind a turn, but it's kind of like if we went second. As long as, depending on what our opponent plays, that is. This could be Dark Toolbox. I honestly don't know how this matchup goes. Yeah, I have like 1,200 coins, by the way. Like, what? 1,200. Okay, it looks like this is a weird matchup. They're gonna get a Capture Energy for sure. And they're gonna go ahead and get out a Rowlet with that Capture Energy. Glad we attached the energy to the Dedenne-GX. That doesn't really matter. Tool Jammer is not gonna matter. Okay, so this is going to be an awkward game. Wealthy player. Yo, what tips would you give for someone who want to compete competitively at regionals and worlds? I mean, that's a doozy of a question. Let me think about that for a second. I'm going to go ahead and Escape Rope. Let me play on my turn and I'll think about it while I play my turn in the back of my head, and I'll get back to you, Solomon. I'm going to give our opponent the well played, because they'll be able to get out of the active. Okay, what would I recommend? I mean, I think knowing, like, in terms of, like, what tips would you give for someone to want to compete competitively at regionals? Make sure that Pokemon as a hobby fits into your budget. So a lot of people either have not traveled solo or anything else like that. So depending on where you are, you got to make sure that you're able to get to the event safely. Make sure, like, there's so many people who are like, oh, you want to know what? I'm just going to take a Greyhound bus for 30 hours, or I'm going to take a Spirit Airlines flight or whatever. It's one of those things where I think that just make sure that you have secure plans to get to the events, that you have secure lodging, that you're able to afford the events. Because events are not fun when you cannot afford them. I've been there. I've been broke ass playing Pokemon. Like debit credit cards getting declined in foreign countries broke. So it's not fun when you're trying to play like that. So make sure that you can save amply for an event. What else? Make sure that you're just like knowledgeable about what's going on in the game, that you've done your research on what the metagame is, that you have a group of friends that you could playtest with, or that you find advice from people that you trust online. Without any bias, I think it's a good idea to pick up a coaching session if you haven't really played in a regional or an international worlds kind of before. I think that would be a really good forum to kind of discuss like where your thoughts are, what your expectations are. I think that would be really good. Beyond that, I mean, stamina, being able to play Pokemon for like 9+ hours and making a record that can advance on, like, make sure that you pack yourself snacks, that you're able to play at all hours of the day. Can you play in a crowd of people for like 9 hours? So, I mean, I would just like start, like, I would choose like a couple, take your off day, your next off day, where you're off from work, school, whatever, or that you're just generally free, and just play for like 12 hours on PTCGO. I think that would be a really good test of your stamina in order to make it, to see success on Pokemon. And then just play like 2 TVs beside you or something like that, because that's probably equivalent to the noise at like a regionals, because there's a lot of people talking and games and movement and stuff like that. I don't know, that's all I can think of right now. I just really try to not think about it. I stay overly caffeinated. I'm a caffeine addict, so I just get caffeinated, drink mostly water, typically fast for the day, choose a deck that I feel very confident with, and go in there, see how it goes, and then just sit down and try to zone out, not think about all the other troubles in my life, and just kind of focus in on each individual game. Also, this is going to be our last game, peeps. So we're going to play against Tommy B6789. When we won the coin flip. Are we going to start with the Dedenne-GX or something stupid again? Or can we start with an ADP? Brrr, this hand looks busted. Lots of these decks. We probably want to get energy attached to our Pokemon ASAP. Not gonna lie, playing online for 12 hours sound really awful. I can play cards in real life for 8 hours straight, but not online. I mean, I wouldn't recommend for anyone to play in real life right now. So, I mean, if you want to play in real life and you're feeling safe to do so, maybe do that. I'm gonna go with Viridian Forest. Pitching away Viridian Forest is my first action. Definitely want to grab a dark. We have double Moltres. Probably don't need other things in this matchup. I'm going to go for a Dedenne-GX this turn. So let's go like this. Boom, boom, boom. Don't want Ditto in this matchup. I don't think we need it. Hoping for a Galarian Moltres here. Just getting those extra energies is kind of busted. And then we're going to go ahead here and pass our turn. No, like at a friend's house, but I did testing in real life for like 8 hours. I mean, I guess it depends on like what's going on. Like, oh, are we playing against a Catterday deck? I totally thought we were going to be playing against Rapid Strike, Urshifu, and Teleon again, because most players flock like sheep towards the Players' Cup winning decks. Because I played a few local tournaments, and my goal has always been to play at a regional, even if I do awful. Yeah, I mean, depending on where you live, just find one that's local to you. I mean, that sounds like fair. I know that a lot of places are not having anything like that. And that's where I feel like it gets, like, kind of scary. Yeah, I want to destroy the Catterday deck. Quick ball this away. I just want to double check to make sure that I have the energy that I want in my deck. I do have the water energy that I want in my deck. I'm going to go ahead and grab another Galarian Moltres. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go Dire Flame Wings on this one. The reason why I'm doing that is because next turn I can always, depending on whatever happens, I can always go Dire Flame Wings and attach. If I attach to this one and something were to happen to that one, this one would be left wide open. So since I'm spreading the energies here between these two, I always have two options to attack forward next turn instead of leaving myself wide open. It's probably not going to matter in this specific scenario, but it sounds absolutely busted if it were to matter. So keep that in mind while you make your plays. I love locals, but I don't think I'll go back to locals just from the spikes. Facts. And, I mean, I don't really see there being too much else that we want to be doing here. I'm just going to go for Altered Creation GX. We're going to be drawing those extra prize cards. We're going to be doing that extra damage. The extra damage doesn't matter. It's really for the extra prize cards. That's why you need the full effect of Altered Creation GX. My advice, definitely not nearly as in-depth as Zach's advice, but I would say find a deck that makes you feel comfortable and you can navigate the best. I mean, I think that's fine to a certain degree, but don't necessarily, like, settle for less. So for me, the average event cost to attend is, like, upwards of $700 when you factor in, like, hotels, flights, other expenses. It's probably more than that. It's probably about $1,000 for me. Now, luckily, I'm able to kind of compact that as a content creator, Pokemon professional player, and I have ways that I can make my money back at events, kind of as like an influencer kind of vibe. Now, the issue that I have with, like, just saying a deck that you're comfortable with, some players might be comfortable with a deck like Catterday. I don't think it's worthwhile to bring a deck like this to a regional championships. Don't kill this Catterday deck. We can talk about this. They don't have to die. Exactly. Somewhere on Twitter, there's gonna be like, Zach kills cats, bro. Last time I went to mine, it didn't, but I generally wear a mask anyway. But moving forward, if a shop didn't, I don't think I would go. Facts. So we really want to take out their Persian if we have the opportunity to. That'd be a very good Pokemon for us to bring out. I mean, they're going Fione. Fione's probably they're trying to stop our Altered Creation or our Ultimate Ray. We're gonna go ahead here and just send this up. I don't really care about the Dedenne-GX. We do have Escape Rope in our hand, so that's kind of cool. Our opponent only plays special energies, by the way, because the Catterday shuts off their cost of attacks, and they're gonna concede. I don't know why they would concede after playing down the Esper, but we take those. So I mean, we mostly got the dubs with this deck. The only time I found that we lost is when we just drew absolutely nothing. Feels safe if they don't require mass facts. I always lose to this deck when I play events, so I'm all for killing the Catterdays. Nice. Cool. So we're just gonna switch back over to the deck profile view. So this is what we got going on. The list is in the description, peeps. We didn't really necessarily have any opportunities to use the Ditto V as a way that I want to use Ditto V. Because we were able to draw into our Galarian Moltres Vs, but it could be cool if we were playing against an E-turn deck or a deck that you needed another Moltres V or something like that. No, I totally get what you're saying. It's one of those things where I totally get you. One thing that could be cool in this deck is maybe cutting into Dedenne-GX for an Oricorio-GX. I think that could be awesome. The Cobalion-GX didn't put in much work, but with Shadow Rider running around rampant, you definitely want to have this card to stop them late game, so you have an extra turn to use Dire Flame Wings. That's really why we play Cobalion-GX, so don't use Altered Creation GX in that matchup. Definitely use the Iron Rule GX. Also, it's good against Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. Mawile and Echoing Horn and things like that didn't really do too much in our games, but it was just really our games. I think they're fine techs right now, but I would maybe cut like either a Mawile-GX or an Echoing Horn for a third energy search, or an energy switch, I should say. That may have been a little bit better. Beyond that, I really liked having all the different energies, the fighting, metal, water, So I mean, this deck recently came top 4 at the Players' Cup. This is my updated build from it. I think this build's a little bit more current towards the meta. So take that for as you will, but right now I think this deck's awesome. I'm just going to switch over to this cam. Word. So that's what we got going on today, peeps. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this video live. And thank you everyone, all 60 people. I mean, 60 people. We're getting close to midnight. I appreciate all the love. Hopefully everyone has a wonderful evening. I'm going to be back tomorrow live with Chill. I'm going to make sure that I submit the right deck and not procrastinate to the last minute and then submit the wrong deck and drop. So that's what I did last week. It's one of those things where I'm just pretty excited about all my content for Pokemon. I'm feeling a little bit better today. Had a really rough day, but I mean, I'm back now and feeling the strength at 11 o'clock at night to stream. And that's how it's going to be sometimes. So for whatever it's worth, I'm not always okay, but today I'm okay now, and we're going to cover Pokemon when we can cover Pokemon. So that's going to be the end of the stream. I got some articles to write. I have some other things that I need to set up. And some other work that I need to get done. Just to answer Chief Gaming, how's the horn been? It's been cool. I mean, it's a hit or miss card. It's really good when it's really good, and it does nothing when it does nothing. Take that for what it is. I don't think it's like super meta relevance. It's really cool when you're like, cool, I'm gonna go horn boss game. That's really the play that you have. If a play like that happens 1 out of every 10 games, maybe that's enough for you to boost your win percentage significantly. If the proof's in the pudding, the proof's in the pudding, and it's doing well, it's doing well. So have yourself a great night, everyone. I'm gonna leave it like that. Give this video a like if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everyone who helped us get over 5,000 subs. Got some cool stuff coming up. I know I've been saying that for a while, but really look forward on my Twitter, YouTube, Discord, all that stuff for announcements in the next day or two. So, I mean, got some cool things that I've been working on privately that I can release very soon. Just gotta make sure I have the A-OK. Beyond that, leave a comment below if you like this deck or not. But yeah, have a great one. Peace out, and good night from Quebec. Good night from